And $2.5 million Delaware River dredging project opposed by environmentalists is now into its second week. The spoils are being pumped into a nature preserve. Jim Hooker was aboard the dredge ship and has this update.
The bottom of the Delaware is being pumped into the belly of the McFARLAND, a 300-foot-long dredge ship owned and operated by the Army Corps of Engineers, whose job it is to gobble up shoals that encroach on East Coast shipping channels like this one.
He'll line up the position where he needs to be. We'll lower the drag arm on top of the shoal area and essentially vacuum the shoal area up and put it into the hopper.
The hopper is made up of what amounts to huge holding pens for dredge material made up of about 20% mud and sand and 80% water. Operating 6.5 miles upriver of the Palmyra Bridge between Burlington County and Philadelphia for just over a week, the ship and its crew are removing a 200-foot wide encroachment of shoal into the commercial shipping lane.
This is an important job. It's an emergency project, and you can see it, how we've lost half the channel. So it's our job to get that clear.
Without the project, the captain says, ships, their cargo, and the river's environment could all be in jeopardy.
For one, you're going to restrict what you can bring in here. For two, it puts the burden on the pilot to safely navigate a ship in there. Otherwise, he'll run aground. And a number of things could happen. You run aground, whether you punch a hole in the ship, if it's oil, spill. I mean, that's the idea of maintaining these waterways, is to make it safe passage for all commercial traffic.
The McFARLAND, with its crew of 45, operates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And while it takes just 18 minutes to fill the holds of this ship with dredge material, it takes 2.5 hours to get to the dredge site and back again.
It's inbound approaching Tioga Terminal. Be topping around in the channel, go port side to that's Delaware, calling for any traffic, Emerald Coast.
I would say we're right on schedule as far as meeting the daily loads that we need to clear both shoals that the pilots are concerned about.
This has now become a crown jewel in South Jersey, and you're going to disrupt all the educational activities, hundreds of...
Myers was among the officials on the firing line earlier this month when the state DEP decided to go ahead with the project and gave its approval to use a local nature preserve in the effort. And this is where the dredge spoils pumped over from the McFARLAND out there in the Delaware River end up, on a 20-acre tract in the midst of the Palmyra Cove Nature Park. The area was set aside for such spoils by a 1998 covenant agreed to by a number of government agencies when the 350-acre preserve was created out of what had once been a dredge dumping ground. The agreement allows the Corps to use 70 acres, though it's taking only 20 in this project. The water is pumped in through a barge offshore. The excess water makes its way back out to the river from the park. Father and son wildlife enthusiasts Drossos and Chris Dimitriadis came down to see for themselves the extent of the work.
I don't really like it, but it has to be done, you know. That's what bothers me about the wildlife.
It seems like it's quite a fairly large area, but as I said, I hope they don't continue in the future, because you can never get back the original state of the wildlife and the vegetation. It's never the same.
Park supporters had worried over this particular area because it was home to several fox dens. In fact, the Dimitriadis and this reporter saw a fox make a brief foray to the area yesterday. The project is expected to be completed by the middle of next month. Aboard the McFARLAND on the Delaware River, Jim Hooker, NJN News.